In this video, I'm going to share with you 4 things you should always do with your money every time you get paid. This simple paycheck routine is what helped my husband and I not only get out of debt, but stay out of debt and finally feel in control of our money. Hey, my name is Allison, and my husband and I paid off over $111,000 worth of debt on 2 teacher salaries. And one of the biggest things that kept us going during that entire process was having a routine that we followed every time we were paid. And today I'm breaking that routine down for you into 4 simple steps so that way you have a paycheck routine as well. When your paycheck hits your account, the very first thing that you want to do is cover your essentials first. Now, I'm actually going to show you exactly how I'm going to do this with someone else's budget. So let's pull up the Budget My Paycheck spreadsheet and we'll walk through covering your essentials first together. Now, this is a budget for a family living in Tacoma, Washington. And to keep things simple, I'm just going to pretend that they get paid on October 1st and that this budget will last them for a month. So before we even cover our essentials, let's put in their income. She is a teacher and brings home $3,918 every month. This is after taxes and insurance are taken out of her paycheck. And he is a senior product manager and brings home $7,625 each month. So combined, they make a good income. They're bringing home $11,543. So step 1 is to cover our essentials first. These are the bills that must get paid every single month. Basically, your housing, utilities, minimum debt payments. We want to think about what keeps the lights on and keeps just us going every single month. When I look here at their fixed expenses, this is going to include a lot of their fixed expenses. So we have rent for $2,650, car insurance for $225, renter's insurance. If you're a renter, you need renter's insurance, because if something happens, then that renter's insurance is going to help cover any damages to your property, like the things you own, kind of keep you where you can't be taken advantage of. So their renter's insurance is $33. And by the way, renter's insurance is super cheap as well. We have life insurance for $65, internet for $95, cell phones for $160. Now, gym, I'm not going to put gym as a essential, nor am I going to include Netflix, Hulu, Spotify. I'll go ahead and include Apple storage, and I'm not going to include Amazon Prime. I like to think of it as we want to cover our essentials first. Like if God forbid something happens, we can let go of these other things. But let's go over to our variable expenses, and I'm going to go ahead and include electricity, water and trash for $85, and of course, gas for our cars we need to be able to drive for $300. The rest of it, I'm not even going to worry about it just yet. I'm going to actually move all the way over to our debt payments. Your minimum debt payments are an essential expense because we don't want to get behind on our debt, because then our interest kicks in and we owe even more money. So I'm going to list out their minimum debt payments. They have 2 credit cards, 2 car loans, and 2 student loans. So I'm going to list out their minimum payments here. So they have 2 credit cards, a $100 and $75 minimum monthly payment, 2 car loans, one loan for $430, the other one for $567, and then 2 student loans for $400 and $480. So here we have covered our essentials, basically just what do we need to live. I know we haven't talked about groceries yet. Don't worry, we will get into this. But this helps you make sure that you're not scrambling every single month and feel like you have no money left and you have to pull money out of savings or start using a credit card. Next, we want to pay ourselves. I think that before we look at all these other things, it's important that we pay you, whether it is sending money to an emergency fund, sinking funds, a travel fund, or even retirement. So often we will send our money everywhere else and then we keep whatever is left. I want us to flip the way that we're thinking about that. And I want you to say, okay, I want to save money for my future or save money for my emergency fund, and I want to make it a priority. And we do that by honestly including it in our budget before all of those like fun and maybe more unnecessary things. So we want to include in our budget those things. Even $25 adds up. Now, this family wants to increase their emergency fund, so we're going to send $700 to their emergency fund. They also want to travel and prepare for car maintenance, have money for holidays and gifts. So let me add money here for their travel fund. They are really trying to save up for a trip. So we'll do $500 a month, $200 in car maintenance, $150 for holiday and gifts. And then they are also saving for a future home. So they want to send $300 a month just to a down payment savings plan that they have set up in a separate savings account. Now, I see in their budget that they do not have retirement listed. I don't know if they already have 401ks and money taken out of their account pre-tax, but I would love to see them open up any IRAs, whether it's a Roth IRA or just a regular IRA. So I'm going to add that to their budget. I'm going to go into the Start tab on the Budget My Paycheck spreadsheet, and I'm going to add in investments under savings, and we are going to go back to our budget spreadsheet, and I'm just going to say, let's see if we can send $500 a month. Actually, no, I want to do more. $1,000 a month to investments. Now, if we need to go back and make a couple of changes, we can, but we want to pay ourselves first. The third step is to give every dollar a job. This is when we go into our variable expenses and we decide how much money are we going to need for groceries, restaurants, eating out, shopping, fun money, all of those things. Even, I think, some of the streaming services, everything like that. So I'm going to go through the budget spreadsheet and we're going to fill out the rest of the expenses together. So we have the gym for $127. Netflix is $16. Hulu is $18. Spotify is $13. And Amazon Prime is $19. We're going to go over to our variable expenses. We already have electricity, water and trash, and gas accounted for. So let's look at groceries. They are budgeting $900 for groceries. They are also budgeting $400 for restaurants, $150 for household items. Those might be things like cleaning supplies, toilet paper, paper towels, all of the kind of like Costco purchases, if you will. For fun and entertainment, we're going to do $200. I believe in having spending money. I think everyone deserves to have some spending money. We're not going to call it an allowance, but it's just freedom to spend on whatever you want. So for her, let's do $150. For him, let's do $150. And I think I said earlier in the video that this was a family. I think I was wrong. This is no kids, just two younger adult professionals. Then we have clothing money is $100. And then I always like to add in either a buffer or a miscellaneous amount. This is the money that will help cover anything if they go over budget in their groceries or they go over budget on restaurants or spending money. This helps just kind of cover those costs. So we'll do $200 under miscellaneous. So now we can see we have budgeted the rest of the money. And when I go all the way over, I see we actually have $350 left in our budget, which brings us to the fourth step. And the fourth step in this process is to focus on your money goals. If you're paying off debt, if that's your goal right now is to pay off these credit cards, then you can look back at your budget, make any changes you want to find extra money to then send to that credit card that you're wanting to pay off. Same is true if you want to save up money for a down payment for a home. You can go through and make any changes so that way you can focus more on your goals, or even just increase your emergency fund. So this couple right now, I know that they have a future home fund, and I know that they're investing $1,000 into their investments. I can see that they have $350 left. I would love to see them send this to their credit card debt so that way they can pay off their credit cards faster. Now, instead of just putting all $350 here, this is a great opportunity to go back and just look at the entire budget and ask ourselves, is there anywhere where we might be overspending and we want to maybe trim a little bit of our expenses so that way maybe we could have $500 to send extra to our credit card debt. So let's say that that's our goal. We want to send $500 extra to credit card debt. Right now we're sending $350 extra to debt. So I can go into their budget and I can look and see, where am I going to find that extra $150? So already I see $900 for groceries for 2 people. Like, that's more than I spend in a month for my family of 4. So I would love to see them just take it down $100. Let's spend $800 on groceries. That's given us another $100 in our budget. So we can also say, where else can we cut back $50? I mean, there's a lot of places we can cut back $50, but let's just say that we cut back clothing. Let's just change clothing to $50 here. Now we have our $150 left over and we can send it to our debt. So now instead of sending $350 extra to debt, they can send $500 extra to debt. This is a really great way for you to look at your whole budget and ask yourself, what am I working towards? And once I see where all of my money is going to go, do I want it all to go there? Or is there somewhere else I would rather send that money? Like paying off those credit cards, like investing for your future, or setting aside money in an emergency fund. This final step here is ultimately going to help you reach your money goals faster. If this routine makes sense to you, then you're going to love my video about how to budget whenever you're paid bi-weekly. I walk you through a real step-by-step budget and exactly how I would budget if paid bi-weekly using the Budget My Paycheck spreadsheet. And honestly, I think that it's really fun to see these types of things in action because it just helps you see, how can I implement this into my own life? You can check out that video right here.